Assalamu alaikum, dears, how are you? We all love ourselves, and of course, we should be. In certain cases, some of the people they don't. Although loving ourselves does not mean that we should become self-indulgent, self-indulgent, but still, apart from that, loving ourselves is very important. If we don't, who will? Some of the people they don't love themselves, rather, they hate themselves. It is a sort of psychological abnormality. It is not normal at all. If at certain stage of our life someone of us start hating themselves, start the self-loathing, or any of our loved one, any of our acquaintance is in self-loathing situation, I think we should be able to identify it and should be able to tell them the right way how to get it overcome. So, my dear friends, self loathing, that is the topic of our today's talk. First of all, we are going to talk about the technical definition of the self loathing. Self loathing is a deep seated feeling of worthlessness, shame, and self criticism. It's a negative self image that can affect various aspects of our life, including relationships, including work, and including overall well-being. So if this be the case, if it is affecting our relationships, if it is affecting our work and our overall well-being as well, then we need to get serious about it. It should not be ignored at all, should not be allowed to persist. Now, once we are talking about the different aspect of the self-loathing, first of all, we are going to talk about what are the causes of it. What are the causes of self-loathing? There are four important causes of self-loathing. First of all, it is childhood trauma. Childhood trauma. Emotional, physical, or sexual abuse can lead to self-loathing. Whatever bad, whatever very severe, whatever traumatic happened in our childhood, either the emotional abuse or the physical abuse or the sexual abuse happened to us during our childhood, it does create self-loathing. The second very common cause of self-loathing, it is the negative self-talk. We are always talking about ourselves, which is called self-talk. The better our self-talk is, the better the quality of our self-talk is, the better our life is going to become. The better the results of our efforts are going to become. But here the trouble is that it is the negative self-talk which has created the self-loathing situation. So that is, my dear friends and fellows, negative self-talk, critical inner voices can reinforce self-loathing. Now the third important cause of the self-loathing, it is social pressure. Social pressure, unrealistic expectations and beauty standards. Unrealistic expectations from me, from you, from anybody, that will create lot of stress. Here the unrealistic expectations on the one hand, unrealistic beauty standards. Why you are not beautiful? Is it important to be beautiful? Not at all, not at all, not at all. So why is somebody expecting me, you or someone else, to be a beautiful person? Unrealistic beauty standards. So that is the third major cause. That is the third major cause, which is called social pressure. Now the fourth and the last major cause of the self-loathing is mental health conditions like depression, like anxiety, like low self-esteem. All of these does increase the self-loathing. So dear friends, mental health conditions are the fourth important reason: depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. Now we have talked about the technical definition of self-loathing on the one hand. We spoke about the four major causes of self-loathing. Moving to the next step, we are going to talk about what are the sign and the symptoms of this self-loathing. There are 5 signs and symptoms. Number 1, it is the negative self-talk. Criticizing oneself excessively does lead us to the self-loathing situation on the one hand, and it is a sign and symptom of self-loathing. The second sign and symptom of the self-loathing is self-sabotage. What is this, by the way? It is engaging in self-destructive behavior. Engaging in the self-destructive behavior. So that is the second sign and symptom. Now the third sign and symptom is, it is low self-esteem. Feeling worthless, feeling inadequate, or feeling unlovable. Low self-esteem, and low self-esteem means feeling worthless, feeling inadequate, and feeling unlovable. So that is the third sign and symptom of self-loathing. The fourth sign and symptom of the self-loathing is, that is avoidance behavior. Avoiding social situations, avoiding intimacy, avoiding challenges due to fear of failure, due to fear of rejection. So that is the fourth sign and symptom. Anybody who is avoiding the people, avoiding the social situations, avoiding the intimacy, avoiding the challenges because they are afraid of fear, they have a fear of failure, they fear of rejection. So that is the fourth sign and symptom. The fifth and the last sign and symptom is physical symptoms like headaches, like stomach position problems, like other physical complaints that is related to stress and anxiety. If at all somebody remains in a state of stress and anxiety, it will result in the headache, it will result in the stomach problems, it will result in other physical troubles. Lastly, we are going to talk about how to overcome the self-loathing. So there are 7 tips. Each one of these is very important. Let's begin. The first one is seek professional help, consult a therapist, consult a counselor, or consult a psychologist. So that is seeking professional help is one out of the 7 ways to overcome. The second is practice self compassion. What is this self compassion? It is treat yourself with the kindness, with the understanding, and with the patience. Treating yourself with the kindness, with the understanding, and with the patience. So that is called self compassion. Here, as a treatment of self loathing, we do have to practice the self compassion. The third important tip is challenge negative thoughts, challenging negative thoughts, identify and reframe critical inner voices. Identification on the one hand, reframing on the other hand, critical inner voices. So I think that is challenge negative thoughts. The fourth tip for overcoming the self-loathing, that is develop self-awareness. How can we develop the self-awareness? By recognizing our strengths, by recognizing our weaknesses, by recognizing our emotions, by recognizing our values. So that is all called self awareness. We do have to develop the self awareness. The fifth tip for overcoming the self loathing is build self esteem, building up self esteem. How can we do that? Focus on the accomplishments, focus on the skills, and focus on positive qualities. So that will build self esteem, and self esteem that will actually help us a lot in overcoming self loathing situations. The sixth important tip is cultivate a growth mindset. Cultivating a growth mindset means view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. View challenges, viewing the difficulties, view the troubles, view the obstacles, view the uncomfortable situations as opportunities for what? Opportunities for learning, opportunities for growth. Now, the seventh and the last important tip about overcoming the self loathing, that is called practice mindfulness. What is the mindfulness? Mindfulness means although everybody have a past, although everybody have lots of regrets about the past, bitter experiences, loss of time, loss of money, loss of many other things, but all what we need to do is we need to learning from our past mistakes, learning from our past failures, and move on. Do not dwell in the past at all. So that is, all of us have a future as well. Instead of worrying about the future, it is far better to plan it and then to focus and concentrate upon our present moment, not to dwell in the past, not to live in the future either, but to focus and concentrate upon our present moment, because the power of now, it can change us all together, it can change us totally. So my dear friends and fellows, I think that we need to practice the mindfulness, and then of course we need to practice the self care as well, taking care of ourselves, that is engage in activities that promote relaxation, that promote joy, that promote well-being. Engage in the activities that make you enjoy, that will bring you relaxation, and that will bring overall well-being in your life. That is, I think, these are the very important 7 tips about overcoming the trouble of self-loathing. Now, on the one hand, we talked about the causes of self-loathing. There are 4 important causes. There are 5 signs and symptoms of self-loathing. Then we spoke about 7 ways to overcome all that. And now, lastly, remember, overcoming self-loathing takes time. Overcoming self loathing takes patience. Overcoming self loathing will take effort as well. Be gentle with yourself. Be and don't hesitate to seek the help from the professionals, from the others when it is needed. So that is something very important, a very important topic indeed, because anytime, I think at any stage of the life, we, God forbid, we might fall into all that, and or maybe any of our loved one, any of our acquaintance, any of our friend might be suffering from it. We can guide them, we can help them that this is self-loathing and how can you overcome it. That is all from me today. Thank you very much.